32nd birthday. The efficiency numbers that we've seen from her tonight, but 2 key free throws here for Minnesota down the stretch.
And other players stepping up for the offense that's been missing. Bridget Carlton, Xanda Lucini. I mean, they have filled in the gaps, and this team now has 90 points.
What about the confidence? You got to have a lot of confidence as the coaching staff and even as a team when you have players like that step up.
We get a timeout called, 90-84, with 23 seconds left.
Lisa, there was a point in the game where you said in the fourth quarter, fairly early, that
there's about 5.5 left, I think.
Yes, that the New York Liberty was in the bonus, and that they were going to go to the free throw line with every foul after that. I don't think they made enough intention to get into the paint and to try to draw contact. I thought they took one too many jump shots when they weren't turning it over. And when you're in the bonus that early, you got to try to get to the free throw line. They're the best free throw shooting team in the WNBA.
Well, they stopped attacking. I think Brianna Stewart came out. She did her thing. And then she got a little tired. At that point, somebody else has to step up. And you got to drive the basket. You got to drive the ball to the basket. But yes, you have to have a consistent effort. Either get a layup or get an and one.
Yeah.
6 of 7 in the fourth quarter for the New York Liberty. I mentioned their schedule coming into this game. About 4 games in about 6 days. They will have a break until they play Atlanta on Sunday. And after this game, Minnesota stays on the road at Dallas, at Chicago, and then back in New York on July 2nd.
Yeah, and I thought that was why it was so important to get Vandersloot and Laney back, because New York was coming off of that back-to-back on the Saturday, Sunday coming into this Tuesday. But that's still a very difficult recovery.
Yeah, mixing in 2 starters back in the mix here tonight.
Well, Lainey Hamilton started the game. Courtney Vandersloot came off the bench later on in the game.
Ionescu for 3. Vandersloot and Williams tied up. It'll be a jump ball between the 2 of them.
A little mix-up right here. Trying to figure out. Go to the jump ball.
Looks like a jump ball violation.
Final few seconds of this one. Vandersloot. Ionescu. 23 points in the game.
Liberty really needs to create a turnover here, and right before a 5-second call, Cheryl Reeve gets a timeout.
Well, Kyler was trying to find somebody to pass it to, and Coach Reeve was down there on the baseline dancing with her.
With 7 seconds left to play. And the last bucket by the Liberty.
Yes, Vandersloot looking for a 3-point shooter, but Ionescu, great job getting to the basket. You just talked about that, LaChina, earlier in the game, trying to make sure you're getting those attempts toward the basket.
Again, we'll have the trophy presentation once this one is complete. But to get to this point, Minnesota went 4-1 in their 5 Commissioner Cup games. The Liberty were a perfect 5-0. A game that was shifted from the Barclays Center over here to Elmont, New York, but the atmosphere, the crowd has turned out here tonight. You know, Brianna Stewart was talking about maybe this is a game and an opportunity to target a new and a different New York audience in Long Island.
Yeah, this crowd has been engaged. They have definitely brought the energy. But unfortunately, with about 7.1 seconds left, unless the Liberty are able to put together a couple stops and hit some miraculous buckets, this might be the Minnesota Lynx Cup championship.
First appearance in the Commissioner's Cup championship title game. And the Liberty running out of time in their bid to try to go back-to-back in Cup titles. Lanny Hamilton stops the clock with 6.3. The first Commissioner Cup game happened in a neutral site in Phoenix between Seattle and Connecticut. Aces beat Chicago in that second year in Chicago. And then the Liberty beat the Aces in Vegas last year. The Minnesota team winning as the road team once again.
Well, Jonquel Jones is going to head back to the free throw line. And Nafisa Collier trying to make a hard attempt, I guess, defensive attempt, and gets called for the foul.
Her only 2 points have come from the free throw line. And now in 2 games, there's a little bit of a pattern. Jones just with 4 points against Minnesota in the first meeting.
I definitely think the defense of Minnesota, especially Alana Smith, is very underrated. And I think that set the tone early in this game, and Jonquel just was not able to get on her footing. Minnesota did play some smaller lineups with Nafisa Collier and Xander Rossini.
Stewart gets another bucket, so make it 24 for Stewie. 24 and 11 rebounds in this game.
Courtney Williams talking about the money. She won the half-court shot earlier today, so that in itself was the whole video.
It's a big day for her. It's a big financial day for Courtney.
You gotta love Courtney Williams. One of a kind.
And Minnesota, 2024 Commissioner Cup champs in their first appearance